Hello, Leo GT here. Glad to be here. Seems like forever. Been gone. And feels that way as well. I apologize for my absence. Believe it or not, it's not hard to believe, but mental health is why I've been gone. Father's Day had a lot to do with it. Lost my dad on my birthday, and me and my daughter had become more distant, and it all came to a crash on Father's Day. So I'll just say that it was already a really sad day, and not placing any blame on anyone. And no, I don't have to share any of this, but I want my life to be an open book because I won't share details, but the fact that as I try to practice what I preach, I said, the dark side of life means as much as the bright side. Because I had disconnected because of this. Tragedy, bad thing in life. Losing your dad and not getting along with your kid at the same time is one of the worst things we can go through. Yeah. Life, life will whoop your ass if you let it. So, I just tried out a new camera app on my phone. And if I liked it, I was going to do the subscription. Well, I wanted to test it first before I was like, hey, I'm going to pay all this money for this subscription. And yeah, apparently the promo version of it only takes 2-minute videos. So the over 11-minute video I just left, well, it's somewhere out there in ether. So I was talking about disconnect. And it literally disconnected my ass. So hold on a second. I feel like I'm crooked. All right. So, the dark side. I'm sorry, that just. Well, it made me want to get mad and throw my damn guitar through the wall. But. So, now that I have ended, let me explain a few things. So, yeah, I don't have to explain about me and my daughter, but I won't give details, but it is important for you to have, for me, to have my life an open book because mental health is something that isn't getting better. And I think anyone who can put the parts of life on there that people don't really want to show and talk about, the personal parts of life, which are personal, don't get me wrong. But when there's such a problem with it this day and time, where communication is broke down, everyone's drawing lines in the sand. People are in their own countries are going left and right, and no one seems to be happy. So, and mental health is more than being retarded or having a mental challenge. I can't think of the right word. Retarded is a terrible word to use, but that's the word you hear most of the time. Okay, so mental health can be anything. If you jealous, if you're narcissistic, if you're too empathetic, if you're sympathetic, if you're self-righteous, if you're paranoid, keep going all day. These are all fundamental parts of life. They're hard to deal with in their mental health. And I think belief has a lot to do with it. And I'm talking about belief in general. If you believe your car is the best and you believe it wholeheartedly, and you find out that this belief has broke down on you. And I'm not using an analogy, okay? I understand belief is religion too. It's also politics. It's also in your family values that you were raised on. It's also in how you think you conduct yourself or how you picture that the world sees you. All of these are beliefs. And I think it's better to just live and take things for what they are. And if you believe in something, then that's fine, but don't believe it without questioning. Don't believe anything without questioning. Would be my advice. Because if you can't question something, then that's dangerous. We should be able to question anything. We have been given these wonderful minds that are very intuitive and very clever and very manipulative and all of these things that make us who we are. And we were given these things by the Creator. And this is why our heart, love is what the universe permeates. Even if death brings life, it's love. If I love my dog and my dog dies, I still love that dog. Everybody knows it. If I die after that, the love is still there. The love didn't go away. I'll always love that dog. That dog will always love me. That love may transcend into the future. People feel that energy and pick up on it. Man, the first video was way better than this one. I'm sitting there struggling in my mind. What did I say then? And what did I say now? What did I put in that 2 minutes that got cut off? Basically, thinking in general is good, but it can be really toxic. And all things toxic aren't bad. The toxic avenger avenges things. So, but that's also revenge. And avenging and revenge is almost the same thing. I think they almost fundamentally are the same thing. What is just a nicer way of saying it? I'm not saying that's always bad. I'm saying living in the moment is very important. Because if you're thinking at all, you're either thinking about something that will happen, you want to happen, may happen, or something that has happened. Because you can't think about the present moment. You see, the present moment just passed. We were not thinking about it. You take yourself out of the moment, separate your body from your mind. And yes, those are Tool lyrics. But I want to explain something. Tool is not about just music. Tool sings about all these fundamental things I'm talking about, all these emotions. That's why a lot of people can't get into it, because it's something you have to sit down and think about very long and hard, because emotions are complicated and language can't quite explain it. This is why the singer of that band, who I'm not trying to promote, will go in and use the biggest, largest, most accurate possible language. That's why the whole thing, if you listen to it, you need a dictionary. Well, it's because he's trying very hard to specifically say what he's trying to say. And it doesn't tell you anything. There's no kind of message in it. It simply addresses these type things, and it's up to you to interpret how you want. Kind of like the Bible. The Bible is a great collection, and all the religious texts are great collections of fundamental principles that you can apply to life that work because they've been refined and retuned over thousands of years, or however, maybe more than that. It's knowledge that has been gained, kind of like a computer gets smarter. So this is the Akashic record. This is real. That's real knowledge too, but it's in an artificial intelligence. And there's a lot of talk, will artificial intelligence ever replace us? Hell no, not in my opinion. No matter how smart that computer gets, we were smarter. We were naked and didn't have none of this like technology, and we outsmarted all of nature. And that shit can eat you and tear you apart. Have you ever tried to go be friends with a bear? Well, don't. That bear is much stronger than us. That bear could destroy us. But we can outsmart it. And we're losing a lot of that knowledge, and we're losing a lot of those skills with thinking, or not having to think, just intuition. Because now we overthink everything. What's that door made of, and who made the hinges, and where were they from, and now what tools did they use, pardon the pun, to make those hinges on that door? Why does that really matter? Why can't it just be a door that keeps the warmth in, cold out, or vice versa? It lets you exit this dwelling which you live in, which is amazing that we don't have to sleep in the forests anymore, which is probably pretty cool. That's why people know so much about the stars and the alignments. What? Because aliens told them about it. It's because they lived under them every night. That was their TV. That was their Wi-Fi. That was their YouTube. Think about if you stare at something for a year every day. Like if you're living in a house and you kind of know where the sun is all the time during the year, because you lived there so many years, you get used to it. Well, that's just like second nature, kind of noticing things. What if you laid out every night and looked at the stars? Well, you'd learn them too. And I firmly believe that love in your heart is all you need to save yourself. You don't need anyone to save you because, and that may sound terrible, but the Creator is who gave you all these tools to save yourself. It's a pretty greedy, narcissistic thing to ask to be saved twice. Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm the devil's child, but I don't believe in the devil, so you can call me whatever you want. My Creator put these bad things in life, like I just went through, to make me understand what good is and appreciate it, instead of becoming desensitized to it and walking around bitching about that I hate this world because nothing is fair. I didn't get what I deserve. A fair ain't a part of real life, neither is deserving. And the truth hurts, but it don't give a fuck about your feelings. And neither does life. The sooner we realize that, the sooner we can accept what happens to us and not have to question it, think about it. Because I hear all the time that, well, God has a plan. Hey, I'm not going to label my Creator anything, but let the plan happen. Don't question it. As soon as you question what happens next, you're questioning that plan. And you can get mad about that all you want. But it's the truth. And the truth hurts. It might hurt your little feelings. But if bad didn't exist, if some evil being didn't come here and insert it into our life, then it would be like watching a movie where everything's perfect. a big long movie where nothing happens. There's no kind of lessons to be learned because everything's so perfect. You watch people go to work, everything's great. The kid, same routine every day, come home, work. Would you get anything out of that movie? Would you even watch that movie? I love you all. I just felt like I needed to say this, and I don't know why. I'm not going to question it. My intuition and my gut feeling told me to do it, which I believe is how the divine communicates with you. Because that is the one thing that everyone on this planet has. It don't matter what color you are, what language you speak, what your beliefs are, if you are mental or not, if you're gay or not. Everyone has a gut feeling and nobody can explain it. It is the one thing that everyone shares, along with oxygen, that science or mythology or astronomy or astrology or demonology or religion, nothing has ever explained what that gut feeling is. I think I know. Every time you heard people say, well, I should have listened to my gut, man, I knew not to do that. You don't ever really hear people say that their gut told them to do something bad. That is feeling they should just go out and do something bad. I haven't anyway. Maybe that's where serial killers get it. I don't know. Only cereal I kill is with my milk. But when I spill it, I don't cry about it. I love you all. I have been disconnected. Well, this is the reconnect. We'll do it all over. We're not gonna do anything different. Just gonna try to be better today than I was yesterday. Not that I was bad yesterday, but I reflect on my life every day, at night, and when I wake up. And if anything bad happened, or something that I didn't agree with, something that caused me an emotion that is negative, first thing I do is, well, did you do anything to cause that? Was there any mitigating factors? Was there any things that may have not be foreseen before I ever form an opinion about how to handle it? My mom always told me, any big decision in life, sleep on it at night. I didn't really ever understand that. Because you might want to go do something to avenge something. But after you sleep and wake up the next day, you think better about it. I think that's what my mom meant. But see, I wasn't in the present moment because I was thinking. Because if you're thinking, I might have just said this, but if you're thinking it, you cannot be in the present moment because you're either thinking about something in the past. I think I did say this. I did in the first video anyway.
Dumbass, you really did say it. I mean, look at him. Look at him sitting there, trying to tell us about it. Go ahead, preach it, brother.
You cannot think about the present moment. You can only live in it. You can only be in it. When you're not conscious of time and you're not thinking, that's the present moment. That's living in the moment. You're happy. You hear people say, I met somebody, man, and I want to think about nothing. I was just enjoying being with them, and man, it was so nice to, just connect with someone. It's a beautiful thing. So, this is my reconnect. not to someone, to life. And that's everyone, because we're all connected. I'll leave you with a tree of life reference. The tree of life is a beautiful thing. Matter of fact, I have it right here. It's a great representation, comparison, analogy, guideline. Maybe not guidelines, but for life. Because, as I always say, it takes dark just as much as light to be who we are. A seed cannot grow in light. A seed can only sprout in the dark. And then that seed has to find its way to the light. And once it does, it will grow and prosper, or it will die a young death. It really depends on its environment and its will to survive. And does it have other plants around it that help it, or does it have poisons around it that hurt it? But when the tree does grow and prospers, it branches out. It learns new things every day. And every day it might get a scar in it, but the scar will grow away after time. And the tree has memories because it has rings in it. And leaves grow and they fall off of it. They live and they die. And one leaf may be on a different branch on the other side of the tree. They're still a part of the tree. And that tree's roots is always grounded in the dark. Yet it lives in the light. And one day it will grow as high as it can, as tall as it can, and it will die. But another tree will be born in the dark, as we're born in the dark ourselves till we open our eyes. Well, it's scientifically proven that your third eye is the optical nerve of your eyes run to your pineal gland. Yeah, I'm trying to promote psychedelics. No, I'm not. You've all tripped every time you go to sleep. It's how you dream. Others are vivid. It's also why you can't remember them 10 minutes after you wake up, and you just had a profound experience that you can't remember. It's your mind thinking without direction, without belief, or without any mitigating circumstances to stop it from what it thinks about. And sometimes your dreams are very scary and sometimes they're beautiful. Seems like. So, the tree of life is us, because if you turn it over, and that's your brain, that's your spine, that's your nervous system that connects all of your body in a perfect circle. That's not a pecker. That is a spine. It's your spinal cord. It's your sexual hips and libido. Your heart is in the middle. And the top of the wrench holds your mind. There's also the perfect circle and push the libido, the heart, and the mind. 3 bands. So, yeah. Life is beautiful. Open your third eye. Or let it roll. Kind of like a rock. It's up to you. So let's put some content out there. I'm ready. Thank you for watching. Mental health is very real. Be a part of the start, guys and girls.